All right, as usually, very, very quick turnaround for the Cardinals. Vieira, I'll just run through them quickly. Vieira, Feliciano Gonzalez, Lambeth, White, Dunn, Freeman, Santiago Torres, Floyd Taylor, with Hilsheimer on the mound. Blue Devils lose the first one to Labette 7-3. Second game is a 9-inning scheduled game. Thank you for rejoining, and if you haven't been here yet today, thank you for joining. I appreciate you very much. We will get this one started here in a couple of minutes. The defense behind Killian is Nolan the fourth, Dirksen, Smock across the outfield left to right, Perry, Pachorik, Tolkien, Santiago across the infield with Horn behind the plate. Back-to-back games with Gavin Killian on the mound. Gavin Killian is from Hughesville, Missouri.
Third base, number 27, Gabriel Vieira.
First pitch to Vieira is a ball, 1-0 the count. Vieira was 1 for 3 in the first game, had a couple of walks and a base hit. That ball just misses, 2-0 the count. Two and 0 the count now. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. Two and 1 the count. Three and 1 the count. Gabby Vieira, the third baseman for the Cardinals of Labette County Community College. There's a strike, catches the outside corner, so 3 and 2 the count. First hitter of the second game. Ball blower, wind blowing out now toward left field. It's been blowing out about since the fourth inning of the first game. There's a foul ball backing out of play. Comes the pitch, fouls off another one. We'll do the 3-2 again. There's a ball over on the right-handed side. Talk comes over, calls off Santiago, puts that away for the first out of the inning.
Number 12, Francisco Feliciano Gonzalez.
That's going to bring up Feliciano Gonzalez. In the first game, he was 2 for 5, had a couple of base hits, one of them for 2 RBI. That's in the dirt, 1-0 the count. There's a strike called 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the first. Foul ball off the foot, so 1 and 2 the count. 1-2. There's a ball lifted into right field. That's going to be taken care of by Schmock. It's going to bring up Lambeth. Lambeth was 2 for 3 in the first game, had a couple of base hits, was hit by a pitch. Lambeth takes strike one called. 0-1 the count. Sunshiny day here on the campus of the Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils. There's a ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to the center fielder, Lambeth. So ball headed at Talk at second base. He's up with it and over to Santiago for the 4-3 ground out. No runs on, no hits. We go to the bottom half of the first inning, no score. All right, to the bottom of the first we go. Adam Hilsheimer, he has a 7.36 ERA. He is from Jinx, Oklahoma, and he will toe the slab here in the second game for the Cardinals. The Blue Devils will go with Pachorik, Dirks, and Santiago, Nolan the fourth, Woida, and Tolk. Braden Horn, Perry, and Smock. That's how the Blue Devils will go offensively. So Pachorik will be leading things off here. Pachorik was 0 for 3 in the first game, was hit by a pitch. Adam Hilsheimer on the mound, a tall righty. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. 0-1 the count on Pachorik. It's a high fly ball into center field. Lambeth comes in to take care of that for the first out of the inning. Pachorik could quite possibly have pulled a hamstring as we see him come walking across. Marcus Dirks will be up once we take care of the possible injured player in Pachorik. Dirks will step in. Dirks was 2 for 4 in the first game, had a bunt hit for an RBI and a base hit. That's up high for ball one. 1-0 the count on Marcus Dirks, the center fielder for the Blue Devils. There's a ball hit right at the first baseman, Santiago Torres. He steps on the base for the second out of the inning.
26, Frankie Santiago.
That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago was 2 for 4 in the first game, had a couple of base hits. One of them was a rocket into right field with 2 RBI attached to it. That's up high for ball one. 1-0 the count. One and 0. That ball's down low. 2-0 the count. Santiago, switch hitter, batting on the left-handed side, facing the righty Adam Hilsheimer. There's a ball hit hard into right field. Coming over to cut that off is Taylor. Bobbles it just for a bit, and Santiago is headed over to third. So Santiago goes into third with the misplayed ball after the base hit. That's going to bring up Freddie Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth will step in with 2 outs and a runner at third base. Nolan the fourth was 0 for 2 in the first game, had a couple of strikeouts and a couple of walks. That's going to be a pass ball right there, and it's going to be safe at home. Reaches over the top, eludes being tagged. So Santiago is safe at home on the pass ball. I would score it. So KCK with an early run here. Hopefully they can keep that moving in this one after losing the first game 7-3. It's a high fly ball on the right-handed side. And the ball hits the floor and hits the ground. That's going to bring up Woida. I think that ends up being a base hit. And he ends up at third as he was running hard the whole time. That brings up Ian Woida. Woida was 0 for 4 in the first game, a couple of strikeouts, a line drive, and a pop out. There's a breaking ball. Started up high, came down low. Nice pitch right there by Hilsheimer. That stays up high. 1-2 the count on the designated hitter, Ian Woida. Fly ball into right field. Coming on is the right fielder, Taylor, to take care of that. So the Blue Devils get 1 run on 2 hits. We go to the top of the second inning. The Blue Devils lead 1-0. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom of the second inning we go. I'm sure somebody will have sent a text to Jeff Wojda that I didn't have the sound on, and I didn't turn it on. My football headsets, when you hear yourself, you're live. When you don't hear yourself, well, with this smaller mixer, you hear yourself all the time, even when you're not broadcasting. So I will just say my bad and say we go to the second inning. Hillsheimer back for another inning of work. At least you could see that other inning while I was not giving you any information. Talk, Horn, and Perry scheduled up. So Sawyer Talk moves over to shortstop, but he'll be in there to lead things off for the Blue Devils. That misses inside, 1-0 the count. Talk was 0 for 3 in the first game with a walk. There he hits it hard at the third baseman, Vieira. And Vieira throws it high and pulls Santiago Torres off the bag. So he's has a throwing error and allows the first one on. That's going to bring up Braden Horn. Horn was 1 for 3 in the first game, had a hit by pitch and a base hit. Runner at first base. There's a toss over to first. Nothing much going on over there. There's a strike. It's got a 12-6 breaking ball that does a nice job getting back down to the zone. 0-1 the count. On the catcher, Braden Horn, he gets double duty today, catching both games. Another toss over to first, back in safely. Runner bluffs a start. That ball stays up high. 1-1 the count. Little inside out swing. Going to spray that one over to the side hill. Won't quite make it down into the woods. Makes the count 1-2. Talk on with the air throw by Vieira. Toss over to first, back in safely. Is Sawyer Talk. Runner goes. And a stolen base. Pitch was up a bit, so 2-2 the count. Two balls, two strikes, nobody out. Runner at second base in scoring position now is Tolk. Fouls that one back to the screen, earns himself another pitch. There's that 12-6 breaking ball. Fouls it away, does Horn, so hangs tight so far. We'll do the 2-2 again. Blue Devils lead 1-0 here. Swing and a miss. Going to head down to first base, and the catcher Freeman down to Santiago Torres to finish that strikeout.
23, Cade Perry.
Runner moves over to third. That's going to bring up Perry, the third baseman. Perry was 1 for 2 in the first game, was hit by a pitch, reached on a base on balls, and had one base hit, flew out one time. 1 out now with a runner at third. That ball misses for ball 1. In the dirt, nicely blocked by Freeman. Foul ball that's going to be out of play, overheaded toward the trees, just rolls into the edge of the woods. 2-1 the count. Runner at third base. Bottom of the second inning action. That drops down a little bit low. 3-1 the count. There's ball 4 for Cade Perry. That's going to bring up Spencer Smock. Smock will step in with runners at first and third and just 1 out. Smock was 2 for 3 in the first game. Had a base hit to right and a base hit to left. First hit pitch to him is bunted and bunted fair. So that's straight down, straight back up. Freeman reaches out, grabs it in fair territory. So now that's going to bring up Finley. Finley came in after Pachorik gets hurt. Finley did not have an at-bat in the first game. Squares to bunt. The bunt is down and down to first base. And the Blue Devils strand a runner. They get no runs. On no hits, we go to the top of the third inning. Blue Devils leading 1-0. I'll be back.
Torres.
All right. Santiago Torres will be up. That ball misses inside.
This is my phone every time.
He was 0 for 2 in the first game, but was hit by a pitch twice. There's a strike called outside corner. 1-1 the count. Will Jerry Santiago Torres. Foul ball headed down the right field line and out of play. Just a little bit wide of third base for a foul ball, so we'll do the 1-2 again. Santiago Torres is the first baseman for the Cardinals. Cardinals won the first game 7-3. Hit the dirt way out in front of the plate and all the way back to the screen. Two and two the count. That's down low. 3-2 the count on the first baseman, Santiago Torres. Comes the 3-2 pitch. Ball headed deep into left field. That's going to be taken care of by Freddie Nolan, the fourth. That's going to bring up Brandon Floyd.
Number 2, Brandon Floyd.
Floyd was 1 for 3 in the first game, had an RBI base hit and a base on balls. That's down low, 1-0 the count. There's a base hit through the hole between short and third for Brandon Floyd. It's going to bring up Connor Taylor. Taylor was 0 for 3 with a walk in the first game. That's down low, 1-0 the count. Floyd down at first. Connor Taylor at the plate. There's a strike called on the inside corner. Toss over to first, back in safely is Floyd. Little golf tee shot, gonna head foul down the right field side. Comes the 1-2 pitch from Killian. Runner goes and is going to be out at second. Tag applied by Finley. So 2 outs now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Taylor. Just stays alive with a little piece of that one, does the right fielder, Connor Taylor. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So no runs on 1 hit for the Cardinals. That 1 hit is erased by a nice throw from Horn down to Finley. We go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Blue Devils leading 1-0. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom half of the 3rd inning we go. Dirk Santiago and Nolan the 4th scheduled up.
27, Marcus Dirks.
Adam Hillsheimer back to the hill for another inning of work for the Cardinals. There's a strike outside corner. Marcus Dirks is from Kansas City, Missouri. 0-1 the count on him. That drops just a little bit low. 1-1 the count. Vieira in at 3rd, even with the grass. Squares to bunt and takes outside a ball. Does Marcus Dirks. Dirks had a bunt, base hit, RBI in the first game. That ball just misses. 2-1. 3-1 the count. That misses low for ball 4. So a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 3rd issued to Dirks. Dirks will head down to first.
Frankie Santiago.
Santiago will step in. Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. He steps in with nobody out and a runner at first base. Takes ball 1, 1-0 the count. He had a base hit. Pulled one hard into right field his first time up. Runner goes. There's a ball right up the middle. It's going to end up being a hit. Second baseman Floyd with the dive was going to try and catch it and flip it up to Feliciano Gonzalez, but was not able to get that. Kind of knocked the wind out of himself, I believe. He's going to try and walk it out. Coach's going to go out and make a visit to the mound. Just take this opportunity to kind of make a break in the action. We'll take a short break, see if any changes are made. Blue Devils batting here in the bottom of the 3rd, leading 1-0. Pitching change coming up. We'll be back with that change. All right, the pitching change has been made. Parker Manley will come in. He is from Chanute, Kansas. He will face Woida. He inherits the bases loaded and nobody out to face Woida. Woida is from Lincoln, Nebraska. He flew out to right field his first time out. There's a strike called. 1-1 the count. Blue Devils lead this one 1-0. Misses outside, 2-1 the count. Hit by a pitch, so a hit by a pitch. RBI for Woida. That's going to bring up Tolk.
Number 1, Sawyer Tolk.
Makes it 2-0 Blue Devils lead. That's high and inside. Santiago at third, Nolan the fourth at second, Woida at first. That's high and outside with Sawyer Tolk at the plate. He reached on an error his last time up, had a stolen base. There's a strike at the belt right down the middle. Lefty on the mound, Parker Manley comes in. There's a strike outside corner. Hilsheimer leaves the game. Gave up 1 run on 3 hits, I believe. There's a breaking ball, falls just a little bit low. 3-2 the count now. That's up high for ball 4. So an RBI base on balls to Tolk. And that's going to bring up Horn.
Braden Horn.
Horn will step in. Horn is from Derby, Kansas. Takes strike one on the outside corner. Bases still loaded. 2 runs in the inning, 1 on a hit by pitch, 1 on a base on balls. There's a base hit up the middle by a Horn, and that's going to score 2. So Horn with the 2 RBI base hit.
23, Kate Perry.
That'll be runners at first and second. That makes it 4-0. Excuse me, 5. Strike called, turns and bunts. Perry squares to bunt again, pulls back, 1-1 the count. Five zero the lead. Squares to bunt. The bunt is down and gets back on the base in time. Does Floyd, the pitcher. Manley down to there. So the sack bunt for Perry. It's going to bring up Spencer Smock.
Number 2, Spencer Smock.
Smock will step in. Runners at second and third now with an out. Swing and a miss of that first pitch. So runners at second and third with just 1 out. Smock at the plate. He had a sack bunt his last time up. Infield in all the way around. That stays outside. Two and one the count. Squares to bunt. The bunt is down. And a sack bunt for a run. So a couple of sack bunts by Spencer Smock, and that one gets him an RBI as well. So back to the top of the order, and that's going to bring up Finley. There's a strike inside corner. 6-0 the lead now. There's a line shot just to the left of Vieira, and he snags it. So Finley hits it hard, but right at Vieira. The Blue Devils get 5 runs on just 2 hits. 5 runs on 2 hits. We go to the top half of the 4th inning. Blue Devils leading 6-0. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the fourth inning we go. Blue Devils leading 6-0. Vieira, Feliciano, Gonzalez, and Lambeth scheduled up for the Cardinals. Vieira swings through that first pitch. There's a ball headed down the right field line into the corner. That's going to be extra bases for Vieira. So Vieira into second base. Vieira is from Toa Alto, Puerto Rico. Slaps that ball right down the right field line for a double. That's going to bring up Feliciano Gonzalez. That misses just a little bit inside. Feliciano Gonzalez is from Caguas, Puerto Rico. Breaking ball sweeps outside, 2-0 the count. Killian back for his fourth inning of work. He's from Hughesville, Missouri. There's a ball headed into right field. Looked like he was going to be able to come in and make the play on that, but Smock decided it might be wise to keep that ball in front of him. So back-to-back base hits, and the Cardinals have runners at the corners with nobody out. That's going to bring up Lambeth. Lambeth is from Lee's Summit, Missouri. He'll step in to face Killian. He grounded out to the second baseman his last time up. That ball misses inside, strike called. Excuse me, I said it missed inside. Lambeth turned sideways thinking it might hit him, but it was called a strike, caught the inside corner. There's a ball headed into left field, and that's going to drop in front of Nolan the fourth. So back-to-back base hits, and the Cardinals are on the board.
Number 5, Camden White.
It's going to bring up Camden White. 6-1 now the score. Top of the fourth inning action, scheduled 9-inning game. Squares to bunt, does White. He flew out to left field his first time up. He is from Devine, Texas, is Camden White. He's the designated hitter here in this second game. Squares to bunt, makes an attempt, and a throw down to second was going to be back toward Tolk's right as he's going away and happens to hit the runner. Maybe saved that ball from going into the outfield. Not sure. White at the plate. There's a strike. 1-2 the count now. Runners at first and second. Still nobody out. A double, a single, and a single to score a run to make it 6-1. That ball's down low. 2-2 the count. There's a ball headed deep into right field. It's going to score one. That's going to be at least one. Nope, one run scores. So into second with the double is White.
19.
So back-to-back RBI base hits. That's going to bring up Dunn. Currently, it's Killian's game. There's no one warming up down in the bullpen. That's going to bring up Nick Dunn. He was called out on strikes his last time up. Dunn is from Overland Park, Kansas. Swings through that first pitch. He made it to Labette by way of Crowder College. There's a base hit heading through into left. That's in the hole and a base hit. So 5 base hits in a row. And the last 3 have been for RBI. 6-3 now the score. A little bit behind here. Horn's going to go out and visit a little bit. Got somebody starting to get loose. 6-3 now the score. So Vieira, Feliciano, Lambeth, White, and Dunn, all with base hits. Vieira and White with doubles. Lambeth, White, and Dunn with RBI base hits. Scores now 6-3 here in the top of the 4th. Runners at the corner, still nobody out in this one. That brings up Freeman. That ball's outside, blocked nicely by Horn to save a run. Freeman is from Catoosa, Oklahoma. That's down low for a ball. Two balls, no strikes. Runners at the corner. Coach Goldbeck going to go out for a visit. This will be his first visit, I believe. We'll see if there's any changes. I'll be back. The Cardinals have cut the lead in half, 6-3 here in the top of the 4th. I'll be back. All right. A little bit of time spent to get the bullpen a little time to get ready down there. Runners at the corners. There's another base hit right through the hole at third. And just like that, it's 6-4. So an RBI base hit by Freeman.
35, Will Jerry Santiago.
So 4 base hits in a row. It's going to bring up Santiago Torres. Score 6-4 now. Runners at first and second, nobody out. There's a ball headed into left field. That's going to be foul. See the little jut out area where the bullpen works. Need to adjust my camera to the bullpen a little bit down there. 0-1 the count. That misses inside. One and one the count. Runners at first and second. 4 runs in the inning for the Cardinals. So ball hit on the line into center field to Dirks. Dirks takes care of that for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Floyd. Actually a pinch hitter here.
Number 6, Carter Miller.
Carter Miller will pinch hit here. The ball headed to deep left field. It's going to come down to Nolan the fourth. He gets it back in quick. And that's the second out of the inning.
Number 3, Connor Taylor.
It's going to bring up Connor Taylor. Miller that just flew out from Owasso, Oklahoma. There's a strike called. Connor Taylor is from Cave Springs, Arkansas. He's at the plate now with 2 outs. That's in the dirt and blocked nicely by Horn. Keep the runners at first and second. Nick Dunn at second, Trey Freeman at first. The ball headed into right field. It's going to be taken care of by Dirks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight hits, with 4 of them with RBI, and the lead is cut to 2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Blue Devils lead 6-4. I'll be back. There's a hit by a pitch with the pitching change. Alex Wiltz comes in. He has a 7.94 ERA. He is from Lafayette, Louisiana.
26, Frankie Santiago.
So Dirks gets hit by a pitch promptly. The first pitch delivered to a batter by Wiltz. That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago is 2 for 2 in this game with a couple of hits, and he whistles that one just barely foul down the right field line, right between Coach Sharp and the first base bag. Santiago was 2 for 4 in the first game, and he's 2 for 2 so far in this one. So maybe he can push that lead back up of the 4 runs that we allowed back on a bunch of hits by the Cardinals. Runner goes, and safe with the stolen base is Marcus Dirks. Now a runner in scoring position. Santiago stays on the left-handed side with the right-hander Wiltz coming in. There's a ball into the corner. That's going to be extra bases for Santiago. Santiago strolls into second base with an RBI double.
Number 22, Freddie Nolan the fourth.
So Nolan the fourth will come up. Nolan the fourth will step in with a runner at second base and nobody out. Makes it a 7-4 game here in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a 9-inning scheduled game. First game is a 7, and it was a loss to the Cardinals. 7-3 was the score in the first one. There's a breaking ball, little change of pace. Little spinner that caught the inside corner. 0-1 the count. Santiago at second. There's a ball headed into right center. Gonna send Santiago home, and Nolan the fourth with a base hit for an RBI. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida will step in with a runner at first base and nobody out. 8-4 the score now. Runner goes, and safe at second base is Nolan the fourth with a stolen base. So he gets an RBI base hit, and then way outside. It's a nice job by the catcher Freeman to keep that from going to the screen. 1-1 the count on Woida. Oh, it's fine. I was just looking to see if he was sliding which window because I knew which one would slide. 1-1 the count. Turn back to second. Nothing going on back there. Woida was hit by a pitch and flew out to right field. The hit by pitch yielded a run. The bases were loaded. Squares to bunt, and he fouls that one. Back over to Sawyer Talk in the batter's warm-up area, the on-deck hitter. So 1-2 the count on Ian Woida. Back a little playback there. Back in safely is Freddie Nolan the fourth. He's from Fort Worth, Texas. Ian Woida from Lincoln, Nebraska at the plate. It's a ground ball. The shortstop, Feliciano Gonzalez, over to Santiago Torres for the first out of the inning.
Shortstop, Sawyer Tolk.
That's going to bring up Tolk. Tolk will step in. He's reached on an error, had a stolen base, and he walked with the bases loaded for an RBI base on balls. That's outside. 8-4 now the lead, top of the fourth inning action. Sawyer Tolk now at shortstop after the injury to Pachorik. The ball headed into shallow right field. Thank you, sir. That's going to be taken care of by the second baseman. The second baseman out to take care of that. It's number 6, and I did not get him changed when he pinch hit. There's a strike right through there on Horn. Has Carter Miller out into right field to catch that fly ball. One ball, one strike, 2 outs now. Freddie Nolan over at third base. Braden Horn at the plate. He struck out and had a 2 RBI base hit his last time up. There's a line drive right back up, and that's going to be off the glove of the pitcher, and it's going to be a base hit. The pitcher just a little bit overzealous of trying to get to that ball after he knocked it down. It's going to be a base hit by Horn, and an RBI comes along with it. So that's going to make it 9-4. The Blue Devils have answered right back after giving up 4 in the top of the fourth. They've bounced back for 3 so far here in the bottom half of the fourth. I've got the wrong inning up there. I need to get that changed. See if I can get that made here. Bottom of the fourth inning, Blue Devils hitting 9-4 the score. That misses low and inside. Thank you, fine sir, for the M&Ms. They'll go to my waist nicely. Or my butt, one. One and one the count, 2 outs, way outside. Nice job by Freeman keeping that from going back to the screen. Little toss over to first. Nothing going on over there. Braden Horn over at first. Alex Wiltz has a concern of him. That's down low. Three and one the count. The scoreboard is so hard to see with the sun where it is. That is a base on balls. So Perry with the walk. That'll move Horn down to second base. We're going to get a visit to the mound. Might get a pitching change. We'll see. Looks like that's going to be a change. Blue Devils have pushed the lead back out to 9-4. We'll be back after the pitching change. Pitching change has been made. Diego Torres from San Lorenzo, Puerto Rico, comes in. First pitch is up high to a ball to Spencer Smock. Smock has 2 sacks bunts in this game. The second one was for an RBI. Fouls that ball over by the dugout and out into left field. Breaking ball stays there, goes outside. 2-1 the count. 2 outs now. 3 runs in the inning. 9-4 the lead. Swing and a miss of that heater. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Number 2 at the plate. Spencer Smock. Fouls that one.
Do you live here in the city or like over in Puerto Rico? Mission. I live in those Woodside, Woodside. You said you worked at a tech college, so right?
Comes the 2-2 and a swing and a miss.
Do you teach? No, I'm an administrator.
So the Blue Devils get 3 runs on 3 hits. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Blue Devils leading 9-4. I'll be back. Pitching change being made by the Blue Devils. Number 41, Dylan Blazer, will come in. He is from Shawnee, Kansas. His record on the year is 0-1. His ERA is 1.35. Scheduled up is Vieira, Feliciano Gonzalez, and Lambeth for the top of the 5th inning.
27, Gabriel Vieira.
Top of the 5th inning we go. Misses low and outside, 1-0 the count. Vieira's been out on the pop out and started the 4th inning, runs barrage with a double into the right field corner. 5 straight base hits after his base hit. Breaking ball comes down, strike called. 1-2 the count. Ball hit hard at Perry. Perry's up with it, loads it up the rifle, and shoots it over to Santiago for the 5-3 ground out. It's going to bring up Feliciano Gonzalez.
Number 12, Francisco Feliciano Gonzalez.
He'll step in. He's 1 for 2. Had a fly out and a base hit. Swing and a miss of that first pitch. Felicio Gonzalez, the shortstop for the Cardinals. The ball headed into center field. It's going to be taken by Dirks for the out. It's going to bring up Lambeth. Lambeth had a base hit. His last at bat for an RBI. Grounded out to second base his first time in this game. 1 for 2. Breaking ball stays way outside. (9-4) lead, top of the 5th inning action. 9 innings scheduled game. Low and inside. 2-0 the count. Swing and a miss of that one for a strike. Strike 2 called, catches the inside corner. Strike 3 called, catches the outside corner. So a 3 up, 3 down inning for Dylan Blazer. No runs on, no hits. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Blue Devils leading 9-4. I'll be back. Holden Finley, Dirks and Santiago scheduled up here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 the count. Finley is grounded back to the pitcher and hit a wicked line drive at Vieira down at third. Hit it hard but was out. Strike called. 1-1 the count. Foul down off the foot. 1-2 the count. Low and outside. 2-2 the count.
It's actually bad. All our series is we lose one game and it's like somewhat close to the second game.
That's up high. 3-2 the count now as Finley leads off. The bottom of the fifth for the Blue Devils. They lead by 5. There's a strike 3 called inside corner. It's going to bring up Dirks. Dirks will step in. 1 out, nobody on. He's grounded out, walked, and been hit by a pitch in this one. There's a strike outside half the plate. Misses a little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. It's inside, 2-1 the count. Comes the 2-1 pitch. Misses low and inside. Comes the 3-1. Strike called inside corner at the knees.
And my coach used to play there. He's an All-American there. And I set up there and like my curveball wouldn't.
Comes the 3-2. Turns on it and fouls it away over toward the first base dugout. So we'll do the 3-2 again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. It's a ground ball, hit it over to the right side. Miller dives, and that's going to be an infield hit for Dirks. Miller gloves the ball out in shallow right, but not in time to get the speedy Dirks.
26.
So that's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago is 3 for 3, a couple of base hits, and an RBI double in this one. Misses low and inside, 1-0 the count. Dirks down at first base after the base hit into shallow right field. One and 0 the count. Runner goes, and he's going to be safe at second with a stolen base. So Dirks has been on base with a hit by pitch and a base hit in the last 2 innings, and he's stolen a base both times. 2-0 the count.
Evansville made a run in the regional last year. They're nice at baseball.
Check swing by Santiago. That's a pretty good looking pitch right there. Ruled the ball. 3-0 the count. Must have been a little bit up. Looked good from up here. 3-0 the count on Santiago. Turns on that one. Had the green light. 3-0 the count. He's swinging away. Fouls it into the dugout. 3-1 the count now. That's up high for ball 4. So Santiago 3 for 3 with 3 hits, an RBI, and a base on balls. That's going to bring up Freddie Nolan the 4th. He's 2 for 2 in this game. Couple of base hits, 1 for an RBI, stolen base, and a base on balls as well. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. So Dirk's at second, Santiago at first, Nolan the 4th at the plate. And inside. One ball, one strike, one out. Blue Devils lead by 5. Runners go, and Nolan the 4th fouls that one back. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Bottom of the 5th inning action. There's a ball headed into right field. Coming toward home is Dirks, and Dirks crosses the plate for the 10th run of the game. So Freddie Nolan the 4th, 3 for 3 with a couple of hits with RBIs. That's going to bring up Woida. Going to get a change of pitcher. We'll take a break. I'll get my scoreboard updated. We'll get the change of pitchers. The Blue Devils lead 10-4 here in the bottom of the 5th. We're just a little over halfway on this one. Stay with us. We got a good one. Thanks for joining me. All right, the pitching change has been made. William Marlin III from Houston, Texas will come in. Tall right-hander, delivers sidearm, three-quarter to sidearm. Got Santiago at second, Nolan the fourth at first, and Ian Woida at the plate. Woida is 0 for 2 in this second game. He did have a hit by a pitch for an RBI. High and outside, 1-0 the count.
He's pretty wild too. Yeah. I think he threw one strike.
So ball right at the third baseman. Vieira steps on the bag, throws it over to Santiago Torres for the 5-3 double play. So the Blue Devils add 1 run on 2 hits. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Blue Devils leading 10-4. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the top half of the 6th inning. White, Dunn, and Freeman scheduled up for the Cardinals. Blazer back for another inning of work. Camden White, he flew out in the 2nd and had an RBI double in the 4th. There's a ball headed right up the middle. Almost overruns that, does Dirk, and is able to adjust and bring that down for the first out of the inning.
Pinch hitting. Batting number 1, David Daigle.
Pinch hitting is David Daigle. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1. Daigle starts the day batting .219. That's outside. 2-0 the count. There's a strike called 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. top of the 6th inning action. There's a check swing. That ball's down low for a ball. 3-1 the count. There's a strike, catches the inside corner. 3-2 the count now on the pinch hitter, David Daigle. As a ball flared into right field. So Daigle gets a base hit into right field.
23, Trey Freeman.
It's going to bring up the catcher, Trey Freeman. Freeman has a ground out and an RBI base hit through the hole between third and short. So 1 for 2 in this one. That ball misses inside. 1-0 the count. So Daigle with the 1 out hit. Runner at first base. 1-0 the count. 1 out. Ball stays just a little bit inside. There's a strike inside half of the plate at the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Daigle down at first base. That ball's up just a bit. 3-1 the count. There's a swing and a miss. It's a foul ball. But a late swing and headed down by a coach. Foul ball back to the screen. Trying to remember some of my presets, and that logo behind home plate was one of my presets, and I forgot about it. Just a little bit outside. That's a called third strike in the last ball game. But that's also that one that we feel like is pretty wide, but nonetheless ruled ball 4. So Santiago Torres will be up. He's been out on fly balls, once to left and once to center. He steps in with 1 out and runners at first and second. Check swing, didn't mean to, but he did. 0-1 the count. Breeze blowing out toward left field. Nobody's gotten one up into the Airstreams today. Hope I didn't bring that up at a bad time. There's a 1 hopper to Tolk at shortstop. May have been distracted by the runner, but that's all part of it. The runner trying to come across there without having the ball hit you, but still not allow it to be seen. So that's going to bring up Camden Miller. He'll step in with the bases loaded and 1 out. First pitch to him, and he fouls it back to the screen. Miller is from Owasso, Texas. That one's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Camden Miller. Carter Miller. There's a swing and a miss. Old man handwriting and old man eyes on that deal right there. It's Carter Miller. I apologize. 1-2 the count. That's outside. 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, and an out. Bases full of Cardinals. Blue Devils could use a one hopper right at somebody, or a strikeout would be okay also. There's a strikeout that's going to bring up Connor Taylor.
Number 3, Connor Taylor.
Taylor has a strikeout and a flyout in this second game. There's a strike called. He was 1 for 3 in the first game. 0 for 3 in the first game. Did have a base on balls. There's strike 2. Outside corner. That corner was there the whole first game, though. I'd rather the strike zone be wide than tall.
Swing every time. Swing.
There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. So no runs on one hit. We go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. Blue Devils leading 10-4. We'll be back. Marlin the third back for another inning on the mound. Tolk, Horn, and Perry scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Bottom of the sixth inning action. Blue Devils leading 10-4. It's a ground ball headed to the shortstop. Feliciano Gonzalez up with that, and over to Santiago Torres for the first out of the inning.
Horn.
That'll bring up Horn. Horn, the catcher. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of base hits. Total of 3 RBI in this one. Fouls that back to the screen. Horn from Derby, Kansas. Breaking ball stays up just a bit. One ball, one strike, one out. There's a strike right through there. 1-2 the count. Ball just inside the bag with a nice job handling that ball by Vieira over behind the bag. Fair ball. Throws a one hopper over to Santiago Torres. It wasn't a short hop either. It was a great job coming up with that. So two great parts to that play to get Horn out on the 5-3. It's going to bring up Cade Perry. Perry will step in with 2 outs and nobody on. He's had a couple of walks and a sack. Sack bunt. He takes a strike called. 0-1 the count on the third baseman, Cade Perry. There's a ground ball headed at the second baseman. Miller up with it over to Santiago Torres. So a 6-3, a 5-3, and a 4-3. And just like that, the bottom half of the 6th inning is over. We go to the top of the 7th. Blue Devils leading 10-4. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the 7th we go. Vieira, Feliciano Gonzalez, and Lambeth scheduled up for the Cardinals. Gabby Vieira takes strike 1 called. He's 1 for 3 with a double into the right field corner to lead off the top of the 4th for the Cardinals. There's a ball headed into right field. So he leads off for the second time in. The third time in the game and the second time with a base hit. It's going to bring up Feliciano Gonzalez. That's high and inside. Feliciano Gonzalez, he has a base hit and a couple of flyouts. So 1 for 3 in this one. There's a breaking ball right back through there for a strike. One and one the count. Going to be a bunt and foul. That's a sneak surprise bunt there. He didn't turn until the last moment. Been tough to get him if it would have been fair, but it was not. Starting to get to that part of the day where the press box will bring the shadow out into the field. There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. So that's going to bring up Grant Lambeth, the center fielder. He's 1 for 3 in this second game with an RBI base hit. 1 out, 1 on. Lambeth at the plate. There's a strike low part of the zone right down the middle. Toss over to first. Oh, and 1 the count, 1 out, 1 on. Cardinals trail the Blue Devils by 6. There's strike 2 right through there. 0-2 the count. Throw over to first, nothing going on over there. So line drive headed for right field, and that is snagged to the glove side of Finley, and then Finley over to Santiago to double off Vieira. So there's a base hit in the inning, but he faces the minimum. No runs on 1 hit for the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Blue Devils leading by 6. I'll be back. All right, sorry, a little tardy getting there. Spencer Smock with the ground out. Back to the top of the order, and Holden Finley. Comes the pitch from Marlin, the 3rd strike called. Finley came in the 2nd inning after Pachorik was injured. He's 0 for 3. Hit it hard 1 of those 3 times. There's a breaking ball, stayed up high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As Finley leads off the bottom of the 7th inning. Squares to bunt and strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and an out. That's up high. 2-2 the count now. Hilsheimer, Manley, Wiltz, Torres, and now Marlin all have pitched in this one for the Cardinals. There's a hit by a pitch. Curveball didn't make it back to the zone. It's going to bring up Dirks.
And then we have like a baseball house.
Dirks will step in. Dirks is 1 for 2 in this game. Had a base hit deep to the outfield side of the second baseman. Has a walk and a hit by pitch. That's way outside for 1-0 the count. One out. Runner at first base is Finley.
Let me guess that got you guys in more trouble than it should have. Yeah. Usually do this every year. What? Stuff like that.
1-0 the count.
They usually had 2 coaches living on campus that also got a stipend as like being the
Ball's outside.
Oh, that's
2-0 the count.
women's basketball coaches living on campus. 1 year our pitching coach and our hitting coach living on campus. They never did anything.
Got him stepping away, but didn't get it over there in time. Just about caught him taking too big of a step towards second, but Finley able to recover and get back under the tag. There's a strike on the outside corner. 2-1 the count. Bottom of the 7th inning action, 9-inning scheduled game. Blue Devils leading 10-4. Toss over to first, not much going on over there. Santiago Torres, the first baseman, not even with a tag on that one. Bless you. Stays outside. 3-1 the count. There's a strike at the belt right down the middle. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Runner at first base is Finley. He reached on a 1-out hit by a pitch. That's outside for ball 4. That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago will step in. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Fouled that back to the screen. Santiago 3 for 3, 2 singles, 1 double for an RBI, and a base on balls. So the ball gets away out into the outfield, and both runs score on the play. So that's going to make it 12.
I'm sure he has some options. I don't know if this
12-4. Won the count. That's inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That foul ball is going to be out of play over the first base dugout. Excuse me, third base dugout.
That's how ours was. But then there's another funny, like our first state game.
Inside.
Blasted, and he gets like
2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out.
so quick. He just runs into the fast one. This kid didn't like throw off. Just boom, just see it walks off the gate. It's all instinct. Like it was obviously it was.
It's outside. 3-2 the count now.
We had a kid at my high school who started tight end my senior year. He like left after the first, or I guess it was my junior year. He was a senior. He left after the first semester when we got English.
That's ball 4 outside.
Before him, he literally actually played the game. Oh, really? Yeah, it was
That's going to bring up Nolan the fourth.
22, Freddie Nolan, report.
Going to get a pitching change. We will be back. Blue Devils up 12-4. Unusual score of those 2 runs. We'll be back. Pitching change has been made. Joseph Lopez from Garabo, Puerto Rico. He will toe the slab and take over for Marlon the third. He will take over with 1 out and a runner at first base, which is Santiago. Nolan the fourth will be up. Nolan the fourth, he is 3 for 3 with 3 base hits, 2 of them for RBI, a stolen base, and a base on balls. That's low and outside. 1-0 the count on Nolan the fourth. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. That's down low. Nolan the fourth at the plate. 2-1 the count on him. 1 out. Santiago at first. There's a foul ball headed over to the right field side, and that's going to be out of play. Coach Sharp down at third base. Coach Golbeck over at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out.
play defense in our field. We hit, we'll play defense in their field. You want to the after the first, and they just ended it. 'Cause it was alright. There was like me and like 2 of our
That
friends
ball's
way
outside.
over and
Nice little quick short hop backhand by Freeman. Otherwise, Santiago moves into scoring position.
they had one girl who could hit off us, but she starts at one as a freshman right now, so it's like
Comes the 3-2 pitch with an out. Just misses a little bit inside. It's going to bring up a pinch hitter. Pinch hitter is Carter Towns.
Now batting number 45, Carter Towns.
Towns is from Kansas City, Missouri. Towns starts the day batting 167, so he gets a chance versus the righty to bat over on that left-handed side, try and get a hit for the Blue Devils here. Pitch is a little bit low, 1-0 the count. Santiago at second, Nolan the fourth at first. Carter Towns at the plate. It's a ball headed to left field. It's headed deep. If the ball's out of here, that's going to be a 10-run rule right there with the 3-run pinch hit home run by Carter Towns. Carter Towns puts that one out. I'll get my scoreboard caught up and we'll finalize this one. The Blue Devils with the walk-off home run to win it. That makes it 15. That's the final on this one today. The Blue Devils win this one 15-4 on the walk-off 3-run home run by Carter Towns. He went to the opposite field, got it up in the wind, and gave it a good stroke and got it out of here. So the Blue Devils win this one 15-4. They lose the first one 7-3. So they will head down to Labette on Saturday for the final 2 games of this one. It is my understanding that Labette has a live stream. I saw the live stream against Cali. It will be shown as a link. Jeff Woyda will send that out in our group for all the parents, and I will also put links to that at 4tees.com. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Be safe for those of you that are traveling home. Blue Devils split today with Labette.